O
O
Z
Z
Y
Y
W
W
O
O
M
M
B
B
podcast.
podcast.
I'm Shan.
I'm Aria.
Say Ari.
Abby.
Welcome to Cozy Womb Podcast. Let's go. Hey, this is Shan, mom of the girls. Thank you for checking in. If this is your first time at Cozy Womb Podcast, welcome. It's a very random but frequently posted show. Enjoy what you can when you can. It's for new parents. Y'all are very welcome. It's for second, third, or more time around parents too. And I did not forget those of you who aren't quite there yet, haven't had your first kid, but you're thinking about it and you're just curious on what it takes to go ahead and survive the kids that you may make. Cool. Since we're all here, let's get into today's episode. Are you a parent out there struggling to make your no be a solid no? To make your no be the final say? Cool. Because I understand. I have 2 kids, and I thought the talk back stage is going to be around 8 years old. Nope, it's already happening. So my 5-year-old, she likes to push it, and she likes to see if she words a question different, that if she could get something. It's not happening. So children basically like to challenge you once they see that you're not giving in to what they're asking for. And if you give in to them, they'll lose respect for your no. And that's usually what happens is parents may be out in public, they may be talking to somebody, their kids may purposely ask them for something at the time to think that they're going to get a yes just to get out the way. And your parent may say no, and the kid may purposely pull on your back, or they may purposely kick something just to annoy you, just to see if they can get a no. No, okay? I'm not rewarding you with your behavior as is, and I'm not rewarding you if you have bad behavior with something you want that you don't need. That's not how it works. And we have to stop giving in to kids for the sake of them being quiet. Your child is a child. When you go in a store, people know children will do things that adults won't do. So it doesn't matter if, somebody in the store is looking at you crazy because your child is screaming, or your child is yelling, or your child is crying. It's a child. It has to learn that not every time we go into a store, I'm buying you what you want. So if they see the tears coming and you hear the crying, cool. Boo-hoo. No one cares if you were older. I'd give you an Oscar, okay? That's how I look at it. Don't give in, parents. Stand your ground. I usually send mine to go take a nap, or I usually threaten them with a countdown that's from 3 to 1, because after that, I don't want to hear you. We could be at my friend's house. We could be at a restaurant eating. We could be shopping. We could be in the car. We could be just outside at the park. I don't want my kids ever to feel like they're in a space where they can be disrespectful to get something that they want. My kids don't threaten me with doing things like, I'm not doing this if you don't do this. They don't do that, okay? And even if they did try me to do that, my threats would be a lot better, okay? Trust me. We're not going to get into my threats, but they're going to be a lot better than anything they could come up with. My kids never, held their breath to where they try to, fake pass out. I don't know whose kids are doing that, but that's just something my kids are not doing. 1, I don't have time for it. 2, we're not going to make time for it. 3, they're not thinking about that because there's no kid around them displaying an example to hold their breath to get what they want. They will bluff about what they're not going to do sometimes. Then I must give them the face. Usually after the face, it's over with. It's done for them. They're moving on to the next thing because they know I'm not for it. I'm not for your cause. So move along. Kids will try to make you feel guilty as a parent for doing the right thing. That's fine. If they hate you today, They gotta like you later. They gotta love you tonight. They gotta love you tomorrow. And they're gonna figure out something else tomorrow to hate you for. That's fine. That just tells me you really don't like what I'm doing because it's really what you should be doing. So cool. We don't even have to be on the same team right now, but you could go to your room, or you could do your homework, or you could go clean up the living room, or you could go brush your teeth and go to bed. So you gotta get used to it. You gotta get used to your kids saying, I don't like you, or you're not my mom, or I'm not gonna be your daughter anymore. Anya loves to say that to me. Or I don't want a sister, or I don't want another brother, or I don't want to put this on, and I don't want to dress this up, and I don't want to pick up these toys because I didn't pull them out, and I didn't pull it. And you just stand there, and I usually just be like, do you want me to go get the belt? And then she'll be like, no. And then if I have to come back and see something I asked her to pick up, I'll be like, okay, I'm going to go get the belt. And she goes exactly to what I asked her to pick up one time already and picks it up off the floor. Like, some kids, you really don't have to do much. Okay? I don't understand where the crying, the screaming, the kicking, where that's coming in at. Because if you nip it in the bud at least once or twice, they're going to remember what happened the last time. You just got to keep reminding them. You got to keep reminding them. Some kids are easier than others, but other kids try to, go toe-to-toe with you. And I was in the library with Anya, and there was a lot of kids in there that were like running in the library, screaming, jumping in the library. And I don't discipline anybody else's kids. I don't yell at other people's kids, and I don't tell them what to do because I didn't bring those kids there. So I quietly told Anya to sit beside me in the chair and wait until they left. And she just kept asking me, can I get one more chance? I promise I won't be loud this time. I said, Anya. She's like, I promise I won't talk. I said, but you're talking now. I said, I asked you to sit there in the chair and be quiet, and you haven't. Okay, I'm going to stop talking. 2 seconds later. Can I please get up? No. And you have to keep sticking with that. Like, she was irritated. I told her she could grab a book and she could read it until those kids left. Because they were screaming, like, to the top of their lungs in that library. And their mom was there, and she came over there making the situation where it's talking about, hey, you guys, you got to quiet down. We got to go because you don't know how to act. But you're not making no attempts to make them put their shoes on. You're not making no attempts to make them quiet down. You're just sitting in here allowing it. And I'm not sure why the people at the library didn't come say something to her, because it's a library. It's not a bookstore. If you want to do that at Barnes & Noble, go to Barnes & Noble and do that. This is a bookstore, a library where people come here to read, work on the computer, have some peace. And your kids in here acting like this is the outside playground. There's plenty of playgrounds outside. And parents have to be more accountable about their kids in public spaces where people go to enjoy certain stores or certain places of resource or the library. And if your kid cannot behave themselves, you need to take that kid out. We have to discipline our kids. People go to the library to read books. And one thing I like to do after I tell Anya to read, based on her behavior not being good, is I like to ask her what happened in the story. And if she can't tell me what happened in the story, then she can read that book again. Like, you have to show your kid that what you say is not a game. And if you don't do it, when I said it the first time, this is the result. Don't ask me about the result. Just deal with the result. Okay? You have to keep doing what you said you were going to do. Don't make empty threats where you don't follow through with them if the behavior continues. Make sure it's something you can follow through with, okay? I don't use the belt every time to discipline my kids. It's usually words, verbiage, or donating. Yes, I donate toys whenever they do something to irritate me. The last time I donated a bunch of toys was when her and Arya was jumping in the bed on the bottom piece of the bed and they bent it. Oh, I donated a boat, 2 cars, 2 teddy bears. I'll be donating. Like, I'm not about to have a house full of toys all over the floor, toys falling out of the toy box. That means it's time for a donation, okay? Because there's no way between the two of them that they could play with all these toys and still be satisfied at the end of the day. Let somebody else be satisfied. All right? We have to balance how these kids grow into adults. And that starts with the way that we discipline them, okay? That starts with them understanding what no is, that there is no room around a no. If I say no, it's a no. Friends, if you hear your friend that has a kid tell that kid no, do not buy something that kid wants just because their mom said no or their dad said no. Don't buy it. Respect your friend that has a kid that is a parent as a parent. Oh, your mom said no? Sorry, I can't get in. Oh, your mom said no? Sorry, I can't buy that for you. Oh, your mom said no? Sorry, you can't come with me. Help me let my no be a no. Okay? Teachers, police officers, cousins, brothers, uncles, aunties. Like, don't be like, oh, they know they're going to come to me for anything because I'm going to tell them yes if you tell them no. Sometimes you're not helping the situation. Sometimes you're turning a child into someone that will never respect the fact that their parents said no to something, that they could just work around it and find another way when they really don't need to for certain things. So stop promoting these habits and let parents' no's be no's. Because we're trying to parent our kids so the world doesn't have to. That is all. I wish all you guys luck.